It's the Global March Against Monsanto.
Yay!
May 25th.
Yes, yeah. This is actually happening, so thank you. I want to thank your team, thank the police for making this happen as well. So, can I just stay with Rosemary? We're not allowed on that side. Not exchange.
Thank all of you for being here today. I'd like to pass a message to you from the Indian nation, so to speak, the human nation, because that's who we are, human beings, and we love the earth. And we wish our children to be educated, to learn to love the earth and all her creation, because it's sacred and holy to our people. And because the Great Spirit gave us these instructions to look after the earth and to honor earth. Honor all creation, female creation, male creation. Honor the winged, the two-legged, those that crawl, those that swim. And honor ourselves, to honor one another. In doing this, we educate one another as human beings to learn to live on Mother Earth like our ancestors instructed. So on behalf of all the Indian nation, I welcome Mother Earth's children here today, for what is going on is wrong. And I thank you for standing up, because you are educating the future. And may we walk into the future together as human beings. And Matakya saying.
Food for people.
So safe. Why not leave?
Yours is right in front.
I'm going to relate that in a second to Monsanto and GMOs. So it's very scary to power when a group can take care of their own needs and live with nature, because then they don't need the system. If people make things really expensive, they can do it themselves. People take care of each other. They don't need some other body to do that. So I think part of, taking away their children, destroying their communities, their traditions, putting them on reserves is part of that bigger process of breaking down communities with capitalism and kind of make people fight this individual culture where people don't support each other. So community and growing your own food, sometimes it doesn't seem like it's really fighting these powers there, but it's one of the most powerful things you can do. You don't just by not supporting the system. We don't need tanks or guns. We just need to not be a part of the problem. Thanks.
And everyone can have a chance to speak. That's what we're here for.
I'm residential school survivor, and I'm a 60 scooper, which means I've survived in Canada for decades, along with my mother and her, the generations before her. We are at a time when if people right now like you, like me, if we don't have a say in what is going to happen on this land, then we can count ourselves just the same as it was in pre-Germany in the Nazi time, because that's exactly what's happening today.
Fascist.
Because companies like Monsanto can take preeminence over the people of this land, the people south of here, all of the indigenous people all over the world, of which each and every one of us are a part of. There is not one of us who has not come from this earth. There is not one of us that will not go back into this earth. And right now, the food that we eat, we get out of the supermarket. If that company puts a stop to that food, all of us are screwed, because that's where we get our food. Now what are we going to do when our elders, and right now one in BC, was put in prison for 6 months for picking their medicines on their own land? they start with the indigenous people of the land and take away our rights, what right have you got as a Canadian person who actually falls under this parliament, under this government, under this queen? Because this is a dominion. And what are you going to do about that dominion that has been brought here? You are the one that has the vote to choose. They somehow think in that building, this fortress, that once they get in there, that there is privilege to tell everybody else what to do and what not to do, what to eat, what not to eat, what to say, what not to say. We have 60% in every prison of First Nations people, both men and women. We have people in solitary confinement for years at a time who are dying in there. And what are the rest of us out here going to do about it? We start here, all of us. Every time there is something that's going to do something for the people, to do something for the land, all of us have to stay in touch. And all of us have to stand together, because if we don't, we're going to go down together. Mark my words.
That was great, thank you. Is anyone else? Yeah, come on up.
Je vais parler en français et en anglais. Premièrement, c'était pour remercier CBC qui était ici. Là, je crois, il est juste là. Finalement, il y a un média ici. Ça, c'est superbe. I just want to say thank you for CBC to be here and to cover this. Because a lot of times they're not covering these marches and people that are filming here, post that on YouTube. Please. Ceux et celles qui sont en train de filmer, partagez sur YouTube, partout, envoyez sur toute la planète. Merci.
We deserve the right to avoid Monsanto in our daily lives.
How y'all doing? I am the Mrs. Wolfie from our half-acre homestead. And I want to say, every time you shop, you vote. We deserve to know what is in our food. When I was a little girl, cancer was a mystery illness. You knew somebody who knew somebody who knew somebody who might have had it. Today, not one of us has not been touched. MS, cancer, acceptable levels of toxins. God, I hate that phrase.
It's so ridiculous. Yeah.
If we don't demand this, and it's not just the labeling, we want it gone. This can be done. Don't let them tell you that GMO is a proper way for feeding the hungry. That is garbage, along with the food, okay? Don't let them tell you. You, me, we all have the right to healthy food. We have a right to know what's in our food. Okay? So, the next time you go to the grocery store, what are you going to do? Read the label. And if it doesn't make any sense, or the words are too big to pronounce, put it back. I want to know why millions and millions of pounds of pesticides and herbicides are being dropped on our soil every day. Every day, every year in this country and in North America, 20 to 50 million pounds of pesticides are dropped on the soil. Does anybody not know what a closed environment is? That just means what goes into the soil, goes down into the water table, gets evaporated up the air, hits the atmosphere, and comes back down. This does not go away, people. It just builds up.
It's unnecessary.
And it builds up in us.
They told the French it was biodegradable.
I eat healthy. I eat very little. Okay? I am a product of my environment. Do I give up?
No!
I hope to have grandchildren someday. I want them to be able to have a choice about what they put in their mouths. I want them to be informed. So, I'm going to say this. Start saving your heirloom organic seeds, folks, because they're going to become very, very, very...
Damn right!
You bet.
Woo!
Save them. Plant them. Harvest them. I don't care if you live in an apartment with a balcony. Grow some sprouts. Organic. GMO-free. Put a pot with some organic heirloom tomatoes on your balcony. You have a choice, and you vote every time. Now, we can stand here and protest all we want, but these guys aren't really going to listen to us. They're not. It starts with us. It starts in our small towns, our town councils, our backyards. Grow a garden. Eat what you harvest. Just get rid of the GMO. We have to get rid of the GMO. It's poison. And it's building up in our soil, building up in us, and pretty soon this planet is going to scrape us off.
That's right.
If we don't do something about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. We are not a petri dish.
Yeah. Has everybody noticed that Monsanto is now striking back against the grassroots movement? Yeah. Last week, Hugh Grant, the CEO of Monsanto, said that we are elitist because we won't eat their food. About that? He said that those who buy organic instead of the processed stuff at the grocery store are snobs, that we don't care about the rest of the world and their food. That's right. They're trying to portray the image that they are saving the world and we are trashing it, that we don't care about the third world. Absolutely. So what we have to do after this is we have to keep them on the run. And how can we do that? By passing on information to the people who are unaware. I said 3 times this week to people, oh, I'm going to the March Against Monsanto on Sunday. And they said, Monsanto, what's that? Yeah. They didn't know what GMOs are. So our job is to educate everybody else, to let them know about the poisons that are affecting our children, that are affecting us, and they're affecting the land. So keep this going after today. This march is awesome, but we have to march every day by using the internet, by passing on information.
Is there anyone else? Come on up, guys. Don't worry. Just come on up. Hi, everybody. Last month, our fathers committed suicide by ingesting insecticides. This month, basically being suffocated by debt, our mothers are facing that same decision. And we look at our brethren, our sisters, our brothers, and we don't know what to do. This sounds like a story that you're all alone, but unfortunately in this case, they're not. Hundreds of thousands of people in rural India have taken their lives, creating what is essentially called a suicide belt. This is a system, this is a planet that Monsanto has created, and it's time to put a stop to it.
Canada is one of the richest countries in the world, with supposedly an educated elite. Most of the world has banned GMOs. Little countries in Eastern Europe have done it. You have to ask yourself, why haven't we?
Harper!
What is the reason for that? Do the people really want that?
Oil companies, the military-industrial complex. Harper's a puppet.
Harper's a lie.
A fucking fascist puppet.
I've never spoken publicly, so I'm a little scared. my children and especially for my grandchildren.
Right on.
My son is a beekeeper. He bought a business from his father-in-law about almost 6 years ago. He bought it with over 500 hives. He now has less than 60. Wow. 6-0. He's not the only one. There's a beekeeper standing right here. He knows the story. UNESCO has put out a world letter telling us about the bees dying. We need to stop this disaster that's happening in this world. We won't have any food left.
And at the end of the day, it's the same cause, right? We're here for each other.
Yeah.
Amen. Thank you. Come on up. Auntie, everyone, don't feel free. You guys can line up over here.
Did you know that there are genetically modified medications? The first genetically modified medication is insulin for diabetics. You all make insulin in your bodies, it's natural, and diabetics who don't make enough insulin or can't make any insulin often have to inject insulin, usually from pigs or from cows, and this is natural insulin. But now they are making insulin with genetically modified bacteria, and they are putting diabetics on this medication without telling them that it's genetically modified. It is killing diabetics. It is taking away their warning symptoms of low blood sugar that tells them that it is a medical emergency that they need to eat. So if you know diabetics, tell them that they are most likely on genetically modified insulin. If not, they're importing natural pork insulin from Britain, which is the only place you can now get it. So encourage them to transfer to the safer insulin from pork that is natural and not made by genetically modified bacteria. Thank you.
Cannabis oil cures diabetes, by the way.
GMO is genetically modified organisms. Like Owen said previously, we're the petri dish. You know what I mean? There's been no long-term studies on these issues, and even then they're fudged, like 9 months at the most. So just go about, tell people, tell your neighbors, tell your friends, and let them know about what this is, because ultimately it's our choice. Like, we could stand complacent and just ignore the issue and just go about our daily lives, or we can be informed, ask the questions, critically think, and expand our knowledge and realize that this affects everyone. We're all in this together. There's no separation. And what happens here happens elsewhere, and we're all connected. So it's really good to see all the people out today.
Okay, I'm not a very good speaker, but my question is, why isn't our government protecting us from all these? And I beg you to ask our government to protect us, because the world doesn't belong to Monsanto or to the government, it belongs to the people. We are the ones who deserve a good health.
Yeah.
Back to the bees. Last year in southwest Ontario, a whole slew of beekeepers suddenly woke up in the morning, went out to their bee yards and found nothing but dead bees in front of their hives. No one knew why. Very quickly they found out why. Neonicotinoids, a new kind of pesticide, was being used in the fields on the corn that year. Since then, the Ontario Beekeepers Association has been having a major campaign to try and get rid of neonicotinoids. In Europe, this year, they banned neonicotinoids. Write to your Minister of Agriculture in your province, write to the Federal Minister of Agriculture, demand that neonicotinoids be banned. The profits of Monsanto and companies, agricultural companies and multinationals like them, are taking away our bees. When you take away our bees, you take away 80% of our foodstuffs from pollination. We need to get rid of Monsanto and the other companies who are doing damage to our bees.
Hey guys, can you hear me? Okay, we're gonna keep it short since thanks to GMOs we might not have that long on this planet. I just want to say it's great to see so many people here. We're assembled for our health, for our environment's health, and for our children's health. But we all know that the GMOs threaten our society, they threaten our health, they threaten our planet, but we have to have a conversation about how we are going to stop Monsanto. Problem is, Monsanto has billions of dollars behind them, and legal teams. I don't. I don't know if any of you do. If you do, that would be great, but I don't think many of us do.
You got us.
We have democracy. We have a government which is supposed to belong to us, and we have to ask ourselves why a government which is supposed to represent us is representing the interests of multinationals and poison companies which are selling us poison. If the government isn't telling us what we're eating, if the government is okay with us eating poison, then it's time to get that government out of office. So you write your MPs, you write your MPPs, you write your city councillors, you write your mayors, and you write that seller to the prime minister and tell them that if they don't act, they're not going to get another tenure. Food for people.
Food for people. Not for profit. Does anyone else want to come up here? If not, we'll start the mark. Yeah? Perfect. Guys, can I ask everyone just to squish over here? Just want to make sure that everyone else has a chance to come up and down the hill. We're all friends here, right? Come on.
All right, can you hear me in the back? This is my first time coming up to the mic. Anyway, I just wanted to let you know something that is starting to be realized for the moms out there. 95% of the corn being grown is GMO. What's the #1 item on your formula if you happen to have to choose formula or you make the choice to use formula? Corn solids. Every single person that knows someone using formula, you tell them and let them know that that's GMO corn in those formulas, unless they're getting organic and they're checking the organic certification and making sure the organic certification includes no GMO, because sometimes you've got the companies going and creating their own organic certification standards. So just because it's labeled organic does not mean it's GMO unless you check those standards and you check with who's doing the certification. Thank you.
The people that do want to talk, please come up and come on stage over here. So feel free to come up right now.
Hi there. I wasn't coming here planning to talk, but here I am. I just happened across last night a short film by David Suzuki talking about the silent trees.
We love David.
And I didn't know about this, but you can probably Google it and find out more information on it. What it's all about is, you know, that the GMO corn, they take this bacteria, the toxin in a bacteria, Bacillus thuringiensis, and they insert it into the corn gene, and that's how the corn becomes basically a plant that is basically a living pesticide, so that it won't, so the corn borer won't eat the corn.
Ruptures the stomach.
And that's right, it ruptures the stomach of the corn borer. Well, what they're also doing now is they're putting this Bt toxin into trees, and they're re-engineering the trees so that it's better to make paper with in the paper plants. And anyway, it's quite scary. If the trees propagate this GMO trees, it might be the end of us.
That's the truth.
It is very scary. To be honest, I mean, I don't want to be here. I don't want us protesting against a company that's poisoning us. I wish that our government was doing that, but they're not, so we have to. So it is scary, and it's okay to be scared. But we are together, and we will fight them, and we will beat them, and we will make sure that we create a better world for our future.
Hi, my message is quite subtle, as you can see. I'm really happy to see everybody here today. I was actually, last year, during the Millions Against Monsanto Day, I was in front of the Monsanto office downtown. There's a Monsanto headquarters right over there. And I was the only one. And I'm really happy to see you here today, because this just goes to show how awareness can grow and the word can spread, and that's how it can happen. Just Google it. Just look, Google Monsanto headquarters, you'll get the address. It's right over there. A lot of people don't know it's right there, right? Google it right now. You've all got your little gadgets. I don't have one, so I forgot the number. But I swear it's within walking distance.
It's 180 Kent.
There you go, 180 Kent.
Well, let's go.
And I just want to say that, you know, they have this old BS line where they say, oh, we're going to feed the hungry, right? Well, essentially what they're planning to do is they're planning to kill the hungry through this food. This GMO food is killing cows, and it's killing, obviously, if it's designed to kill insects, it's going to kill us, right? So they're basically, this whole BS line of we're going to feed the world, basically we're going to kill the world. That is their motto in disguise. And this is
That's the truth.
This is where they have to go, and we have to send them there.
Yeah!
Keep in mind, yeah, their building is walking distance away, but let's not send the wrong message. Give them a call and make them hear your issues, not see your issues.
Hi, my name is Rosemary, and I just want to talk about a moment about what I'm grateful for. I'm extremely grateful for local farmers. I'm extremely grateful for local farmer market because they provide us the food that we want to eat. And I'm also extremely grateful for people who do grow organic crops. I just wanted to share a message with you guys. My eco-nutrition teacher had put this up on a slide in class on Thursday, and I think it's quite fitting. Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can praise them, disagree with them, quote them, disbelieve them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can do is ignore them, because they change things. They invent, they imagine, they heal, they explore, they create, they inspire, they push the human race forward. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Guys, my name is Yaver, and I'm a human rights lawyer here in town. People have talked about the issue of GMOs and the oppression by Monsanto as an environmental issue, which indeed it is, a social issue, but I think it's also a human rights issue as well.
Battery pack.
I've been really encouraged by people talking about organizing, about resisting, and I think the power of resistance comes from fighting in the way that you know how, in the way that you're best suited to do. And so I'm just one guy, I'm a lawyer, but you know, if you guys have a problem with Monsanto, you know, I don't have billions of dollars, I don't have a huge backing, but come talk to me and we'll talk about how we can fight.
Let's exchange.
That's exactly it. Today is about networking, getting to know each other. These are the people right next to you, right behind you, and right here, right in front of you. We are here together to help each other. Okay, guys?
See you on Facebook. Awesome.